Boston in 1990, which is quite a while ago. And if you ask me why I moved here, I would say to go to grad school and most importantly to see my nephews grow up. This is my sister's an introvert, so I'm not going to tell you where she's sitting. But anyway, so it's very important to me to be an aunt. My nephews grew up in Massachusetts, and I'm from the Philly suburbs, which you can only tell when I say Wooder. It's like pretty obvious. But since my nephews grew up in Massachusetts, they call me their aunt, but I say I'm their aunt. But don't distract me in those. Anyway, so it just was really important to be with the kids. One of the fun things I did with them is I pretended to be a lion. So they all called me Aunt Lion. And I would crawl around the floor, especially around the holidays, and pretend to bite plants. Like I would bite that if they were here, and it was a long time ago. And wave my hair and just roar. So sometimes they still call me Aunt Lion, even though they're in their 30s. And I'm honorary aunt to a lot of kids, but I kind of missed having little kids around. So that was something. And I don't remember what I'm talking about. Anyway, so actually, one of the cool things was there used to be this family gym in Woodertown. And one of the ways I kind of kill two birds is my sister brought my nephew there for the daycare, so we got to work out and hang out and be with him, and he was so cute. And I have this memory of him and the kids' books. My sister gave me this kids' book called Caretakers of Wonder, which is really beautiful, and I remember reading it to my nephew once on this rainy day in bed, and we were all bundled up. And he said, I cozy. It was so cute. And I still have that book. So anyway, I lived all over Boston, so I have a lot of friends from all different circles, my dance friends, and my choir friends, and my synagogue friends. But I moved to Waltham in 2015, and I really didn't know anybody here. And then, you see your other friends, but it's kind of far. So I went on Facebook one day, and I had joined this decluttering group. And my building was having a coat drive around the holidays. And so I posted on there, hey, my building's having a coat drive, and anyone wants to donate a coat or minimize their wardrobe, here's an opportunity. And someone else then posted, named Robin, hey, my building's having a coat drive too. And I said, cool, where do you live? And she said, Waltham. And I said, me too. So I private messaged her because we don't want to advertise where we're living. And I said, hey, where do you live? And she told me. And turns out she lived exactly 2 floors above me in the very same apartment building. All of Boston. Was amazing. So I guess I have Mark Zuckerberg to thank for connecting us online. So, and then we began an offline friendship, and we were fast friends. Spent a lot of time together. A couple of years down the road, she and her husband decided to have a baby. So they bought a condo nearby, and their daughter, baby Jane, I knew her prenatally to first birthday smash cakes. And was very close to her, read her stories, the same story, Caretakers of Wonder and Goodnight Moon and all the classics. Watching Frozen 2, I'm sure the parents in here are very familiar with that, even though you might not want to be, and you're a little sick of it. But anyway, we had a very beautiful connection. One time I was watching her and babysitting, and everyone knows you have to cut the crusts off PB&Js, right? So I decided we would take it a step further, and I would cut them into L's and W's and have a alphabet teaching point at the same time. So I cut the L and W, and I gave her the L, and she said, L's taste good. And I said, yay! How do W's taste? Do they taste like watermelon? And she said, I said, oh, well, I kind of tried. And then, so after all that togetherness, something happened. And it was just a little thing. Not a big deal. A little thing, just a little thing, called the pandemic. So you can imagine it was hard for us to be inside at that point. So I reverted back to technology. Zuckerberg would be proud. And I decided to FaceTime her and make some videos. So I read some kids' books over, FaceTime and texting, and she liked that. And then that night, after one of the texting, Robin, her mom, called me and said, I'm trying to tear out, she said, "You are Jane's favorite person outside of our family." Didn't bring my tissues on. Anyway, so that was very special. And I have a big poetry collection because I write poetry, and I have the kids' books tucked away on the side with Caretakers of Wonder and Goodnight Moon. I don't have Everybody Poops, so I know that's a classic. But I would look at them and remember us snuggling up and, my navy plush throw and reading our stories when I babysat or when her parents came over. And then some time went by. So in winter 2020, around that time, actually, Robin sent me another video to tide me over, maybe to tide both of us over. And this is actually still, I kid you not, my favorite video on my phone. Sorry, nephews, I love you, but this is just really cute. And in this video, Robin made, she must have realized that I missed Jane, and Jane missed me. I'm just gonna act it out for you. So in the video, Robin said, "Okay, we're gonna go outside now. It's a cold day." Jane said, "Outside Jen! Outside Jen!" And Robin said, "You wanna see Jen? Want to see Jen?" Get in the gentle parenting. Reflect back. "Sure. Okay. Say hello, Jen. Hello. Okay, we're gonna go outside now, go to the playground. See Jen outside!" She realized, we couldn't be inside together. And Robin said, "Okay, well, I'll tell her." She said, "Say goodbye, Jen." Goodbye. Oh my God, have this still video, it still gets me. It's like that thing on the internet, she poked my heart. Has anyone seen that? So anyway, so shortly thereafter, to take me out of my misery, Robin arranged a little play date for us in our courtyard. Well, this is like 8 months later, right? The pandemic, March 2020, and so the following winter, we decide to meet in my apartment building's courtyard together, which is really beautiful. Those of my neighbors know that. And so just around golden hour, we bundled up in our puffers in our respective homes, and we went over there, and I saw them. It was so strange seeing them, not seeing them in person. And I saw them both and waved, and Jane ran over to me, threw her arms around me, and she said, "Aunt Lion, can I tell you something?" I said, "Sure, Jane." I know she liked the word sure. She pulled my hair, get a little of your mane. And then she said, she leaned into my ear, could feel her cheek come on, and she said, "You're my best